Halloween 2019 begins here at the porch. And I have 3 blinking spooky lights. The middle one burnt out almost immediately, and I had to replace it, but I didn't have a flashing bulb, so it kind of stays steady. While the others flash off and on. I was looking for a look as if there was things under the porch, but they don't quite fit, but they do okay at a distance. And I have slight variation on a theme I've done before. With the tree and the jack-o'-lantern and the cauldron brewing. Let's get up here on the porch. I kind of like the slightly mad look on him, but main change is that I have a little victim hanging from this tree this year, but it always looks good. And then we walk in. And we've got ghosts on the doors before, and the familiar. And I've got fallen leaves. In here is mostly just a fall theme, although I do have the wonderful old sheep picture and the owl there, which of course here he looks best that way, but didn't do too much in here. I didn't really want to do too much this year. So here in the main room, I decided to do a Halloween party theme, which I hadn't done before. But I've got the spiders here greeting the guests, and finally found green Halloween lights. And I applied the flash bulbs this year. I don't usually use the flash bulbs, but I wanted something different, and so I decided to put them in, and they work well enough with the creepy cloth to kind of just make it fun, but not really foreboding. So I've got a lot of party elements, lanterns and streamers and a few old bats and such, but I've got these little tiny lanterns, and I had a hard time really doing anything with the chandelier. It didn't really belong anywhere, so I just left it there in the corner and put the lights on it. And let me turn the lights on so we can kind of see it a little bit better. But here's the party with the cauldron hanging, and here's the partiers. Got Warren, who is a pirate, and she's been before, and Creepy Baby, who is so creepy she doesn't really need any kind of costume. And Skeleton here just has some beads on, about to place a card there in Dutch Blitz, and this is the thing I'm proudest of, because I found a Cookie Monster costume for Buzz. It's just absolutely adorable. And you know, they've got their snacks and their little party stuff, so they're having a good time. Some balloons all over the floor. But there's the chandelier just up there hanging out because it doesn't really belong anywhere this year. The blood fountain I had to redo because my little tabletop fountain stopped working, and so I found this little skull in the aquarium section and just kind of made it it's almost a swamp theme, but it's got the theatrical blood in it, and it really splatters the way that it's in there, but since it is kind of a swamp theme, it kind of, the ugly doesn't matter so much, but it is starting to smell, so I'm looking forward to getting it out of here, because it's nice, but yeah, it's starting to stink. If water could die, it would smell like this. It just is a little rank is all. So, again, didn't do too much with the, or I should say I didn't do as many paints with the organ as normal. But again, it's a party theme, so I don't need to really create an atmosphere that's different from what it normally is. So I didn't move the curtains, I didn't move the pictures, I just put over it. And I got a brand new strand of purple blinking spiders, and they hang exactly where that curve is, so they actually worked out nice, and they actually match, for the most part, this the purple that's on this green and purple strand of lights. So it all kind of tied together as a simple party feature. This cost me some pains, this firehouse. This lantern, it looks great. Let's see, get a better look at it there. It's made of glass and metal, and you would think because of that fake spider webbing would easily grab onto anything, but most of that is taped because I could not for the life of me get that to grab hold of the inside of that. It was very frustrating, but the look that I eventually got it's okay. It's got the timer taper lights in it, and it looks really good with the spiders and the webbing in it. But it was a major pain. Nothing too different over here. Got a lot of the same features that I have before, just rearranged. Did find these red flame-like LED lights that they probably would look more like flame if they were actually yellow, but in this instance, because it's a party, they don't do too bad, because they almost have kind of a contemporary emergency kind of thing, so they don't do too badly. The other thing was this light that I've done before. This year I found salad tongs that were bony hands, and so they are coming up out of there, which is a nice comic feature. And all of the webbing in there that you see is not fake. That is real spider web. I just let it do its thing, and it's a nice effect. Moving on into the bedroom. I was trying to do a feature with a bed, and the problem is that this ceiling fan makes it difficult to do too much in terms of any kind of canopy because the fan's in the way. So I was focusing on just doing over the bed, and originally I had planned to take the sticks that I normally do and weave it all through there. But the problem that I had was the debris that those sticks would, because I would have to attach them to the bed, and as I move around in the bed, the debris would be falling everywhere, and I didn't want to have to deal with that. So this was a much simpler fix, was just to put that purple light panel behind, and these Edison-like lights that I found, they're purple, matched it exactly. And of course I've got Spike and his little buddies. They are not on though, because I don't want them falling down on me. But and then I just took a couple of fake chains and put it over it. Stripped the bed down to a stark appearance so that the chains would look a little more natural. And unfortunately the only thing that I have in terms of any kind of bedspread or throw is this black and white music throw that I've had since college. And that does at least bring some of the black down onto the bed so that it's not quite so disconnected. And then I took the tombstones and Wanda, and I've got the red, excuse me, I've got the red light coming out of that vent. And I've got the tombstones up here on the wall with Wanda. And I added a couple plain ones, the pearly gates and the buried alive. And this clock is far behind time right now. I think it needs new batteries, but I took everything down and got some, it's hard to see in this video because the camera doesn't really get to capture it very well, but it's purple and orange glitter, has glitter webbing on it, and just ran it through almost like a wreath and tied it off, and it looks very appropriate for what it is. So I really hate the thought of taking it down even for Christmas, because I like it so much. But we gotta do that. So really, these lights in the window, I found at the dollar store, and they're little half webs. They're corner webs that just kind of go in the corner, which I thought was wonderful. I got a pair of them, and they look really good from the street. I was afraid that they wouldn't be able to tell what they were from the street, but they really show up really nicely. Didn't do anything in the kitchen really. I have Jack in the bathroom again, which I'd done before, and on the balcony was a quandary, because I haven't had my window open all summer. I didn't really want to open it for now, but so I put the old orange lights here without the ghosts. And it was my intention originally of shining that light up into that tree to give it kind of a projected look on the tree, but didn't really work well because of these terrible lights that are always on, and then of course the light down there that belongs to the neighbor, so it killed all of the light that would have shined on that tree and really made it not very effective. But I put some greeter here for visitors and just showing that up on the wall, so it kind of, it's a little bit of a blue, but doesn't really create too much of an effect. It was pretty much a simple layout this year for the most part. So that is what I've done this year for Halloween.